the freedoms and the empowerment Islam has given to women. So just in case if you see some culture, some group, some country, they have taken away the rights of the Muslim ladies, we have to blame them.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Not mothers, but women are treated in Islam. So I thought maybe if you guys can...
Should I?
Thank you very much. Dr. Sabil, inshallah, will...
So the question is about women in Islam. What does Islam say about women compared to what we may be seeing and watching some cultural practices? Before Islam was reintroduced in Arabia in the 7th century, women did not have rights. They were treated as property and they did not have any inheritance. But once Islam came to them as God's guidance, Islam brought equality to women, empowered women, and uplifted women equal to men in the eyes of God. Right? That's number one. Number two, it's important to know that some of the rights that we as Americans, and especially the women over here, they have to fight for many, many centuries, many decades, the suffrage, the rallies, and fighting for the rights. And that's when you won the rights for the women over here. For example, in this state of Illinois, not until 1861, women won the right to own property. We just take it for granted. Any lady over here with a credit card, you can go and buy a car, a property, a house, but it was not so for a bulk of this country. So Islam gave them that right way back in the 7th century. Number two is, women have the right not to be forced into marriage. That means no one can force them into marriage. Forced marriage is a cultural practice, not an Islamic practice. Number three is, they have the right to keep their last name as they come into marriage. So my wife, her last name is Nahid. My last name is Ahmad. So when we got married in the DuPage County, the clerk, he asked my wife the question, so what should we change your last name to? She looked at him with an angry face and she said, why would you like to change my name, change his name? Right? That is the right Islam has given to her. She has the right to initiate divorce. She has the right guaranteed inheritance. She has the right to gain education. In fact, you'll be surprised to find out that not only she has the right, she has an obligation to gain education. So getting empowered by all of these rights and strength and freedoms that God has given to women. When our ladies over here, they were struggling to go to schools and colleges, and they were fighting for the right to vote until the 1920. Muslim ladies, they were laying the foundation for hospitals and pharmacies and universities. In fact, the oldest continuous university in the whole world, it was made by a Muslim lady. Do you guys knew that? Oldest continuous university, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, according to UNESCO, its foundation was laid by a Muslim lady. Her name is Fatima Al-Fari. And that campus is in Morocco, which is called as the University of Qarawiyyin. Built in the year 859, way before Oxford and Harvard and Penn State and Cambridge, it were the Muslim ladies who were excelling. They were initiators of campuses and higher education. So that is the rights and the freedoms and the empowerment Islam has given to women. So just in case if you see some culture, some group, some country, they have taken away the rights of the Muslim ladies, we have to blame them and not Islam. So that is women in Islam. So if I can just quote maybe one passage from the Quran, one from the Hadith. So the Quran speaks about the equality of men and women in chapter 33, verse number 35. And Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, both men and women, they're equal like twins, right? Equality. So that's the freedom, the rights, the empowerment that Islam has given to our mothers, our daughters, our wives, and our sisters in humanity.